Hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday. I hope that you had a wonderful Thanksgiving and that you had a wonderful time with your family and friends. If you didn't, why not? Could it possibly be someone triggered you and that trigger caused you to have a negative response to the individual who triggered you? So let's talk about that tonight. Triggers. What are triggers when we think about triggers? So Psychology Today says it is anything. Let me see, how do they word this? Anything that reminds you of a previous trauma or bad experience. Let's sit that there for a moment. So, when I think about triggers, I'm not going to think about it in the context of what I encounter with a lot of my clients, which some of them are experiencing post traumatic stress disorder, which means they had a very traumatic experience that causes them to have flashbacks, nightmares, things of that nature. What I want to put it in the context of family. When we engage with certain family members during events, family functions, get togethers, weddings, Thanksgiving, Christmas is coming. So I really want to talk about this before you went to your Christmas family dinner. So maybe you can respond and do things a little bit differently this time and have a better experience than you did at Thanksgiving. Now, this is just not for everybody. It's just only for those people who may have not had the best experience during Thanksgiving with their family members. So, what are some causes? What are some things that triggers cause? It can cause sadness, it can cause depression, it can cause panic, it can cause flashbacks, as I said, pain. Also, it can cause some physical responses or symptoms, which could be shaking, fainting, loss of appetite, and fatigue. Those are just a few. Okay. Common triggers, again, the anniversary of the date of the traumatic event that happened. Family friction, history of family friction can cause triggers. Feeling overwhelmed, having to do too much. And of course, we know right here at Christmas, everybody is probably experiencing a little bit of that overwhelming feeling because there's so much that we need to get done and accomplished for Christmas time. Spending time alone, being judged, criticized, put down. Family members sometimes have a habit of doing that. Some of it's intentional, other time it's not. Okay, and experiencing financial problems, receiving a big bill in the mail. We definitely don't want that to happen right here at Christmas because we're trying to get so much other stuff done. So, how do you manage your triggers? Um, let's go back. Let's talk about why our family members can trigger us or push our buttons because they know how to. We were brought up with them. They know us. They know what causes us to get upset. They know what causes us to become angry. They know what will cause us to argue. They know what will cause us to lash out. They know what will cause us to be sad or withdraw or sometimes even cry. Some people get pleasure out of your pain. So they'll do those things to make it happen. Again, other times it may be intentional, sometimes it may not be intentional. It's just they don't have better interpersonal skills like that. All right. So that little boy, that little girl on the inside of you now is going back, kind of reliving those incidences that they had with particular family members who may have judged them, criticized them, put them down, and made them feel bad about themselves. That little child, that little girl, that little boy now is sounding out as an adult, but still in this adult body is that little child who's saying, now I am grown. You can't talk to me that way. You can't make me feel that way. So they even throw tantrums. They have loud outbursts. They may end up fussing the individual out, having an argument. I'm all for conflict and having disagreements. I am not all for arguments. I don't think arguments accomplish anything because no one's listening to each other. Okay. How do you manage? I'm looking at my notes. How do you manage your triggers? So first of all, you have to be able to recognize them. I would say look at your body responses first before you get to anything of the emotional part. That whole sadness or anger. Let's look at our body first. Do you, whenever you start to feel your temperature rise. Like say for instance, you're starting to get hot. Sometimes you could be in a room, be like, is it hot in here or is it just me? Your temperature rises, your triggers are probably getting ready to start. Palms sweaty, you're feeling a little nervous, a little anxious, probably getting ready to get triggered. Rapid heart rate, probably getting ready to get triggered. So what do? Separate yourself. Put yourself on a timeout, which means you can go to the car, listen to music. My son loves to go to the car. It ain't because anybody's triggering him, but he's always been that way, even as I'm thinking like his adolescent years. Always wants to go to the car and listen to music. It's one of his places that he seems to be able to unwind, unleash, do whatever, listening to his music. So go sit in the car, listen to music, go play a game on your phone in a separate room. Take a walk around the block. Go visit old family and friends that you have not seen in a long time. An old high school friend you may not have seen in a long time. You're in town, they're in town. Great time to get together. How about maybe go play with the kids? The kids have a way of causing us a level of happiness and distracts us to where we forget all about the foolishness that is going on in the other room with that family member who has pushed our buttons. Okay? You don't have to respond to everything. You don't have to allow them to control you. Because when they push your buttons, they actually are controlling you. I like to say a lot of times that silence speaks louder than words. Sometimes silence is key. All right? I'm going to leave you with one thing, which is a scripture that I came across and I love. It is Proverbs 26:4. This is not the King James Version, so you will not hear these thous and thuses. All right? It says, don't answer the foolish arguments of fools, or you will become as foolish as they are. So again, Proverbs 26:4. Do not answer the foolish arguments of fools, or you will become as foolish as they are. All right, continue to have a great week, and I will talk to you later. This is my cafe conversation for this week. Have a good one. Good night.